Look at almost any piece of media today, and this is where it ends up. We are watching highly compressed, fast-moving video feeds right in the palms of our hands. Whether it's an endless loop of Instagram Reels on a commute or streaming the latest season of a Netflix show from bed, the vast majority of our viewing happens on these exact same tiny screens. Yet, if you look behind the scenes at the people actually making this content, there is immense industry pressure to use the absolute most expensive hardware available to produce it. Specifically, that pressure points directly to the Apple ecosystem. For anyone working in media or publishing, having that glowing logo on your desk is treated as an unspoken professional requirement. We are approaching 50 years of Apple Incorporated, stretching all the way back to the raw circuitry of the Apple I in April of 1976 to the upcoming milestone in April 2026. So it's worth asking a very basic question about this standard. Do you actually need a premium machine to execute your creative vision? Or is this just an industry fad driven by peer pressure? The physical reality of the modern smartphone screen acts as a massive bottleneck. It takes all the rendering power and processing speed of high-end creator workstations and crushes it down to a 6-inch window. To understand why this standard exists, we have to look at the architect behind Apple's cultural positioning, Steve Jobs. There is plenty of documentation detailing how poorly he treated people and ran his ship, but regardless of his personal reputation, he pioneered a marketing strategy that successfully linked high-end electronics with creative identity. Over the course of 5 decades, those campaigns turned functional computer tools into a mandatory aesthetic. If you identify as an artist, a creator, or a publisher today, the industry expects your desk to look a certain way. This creates a heavy layer of peer pressure among the creative class. You feel compelled to buy into the ecosystem just to fit in with the designers and editors you collaborate with, even if you don't organically want the product. And the financial reality of this pressure is severe. When an independent creator is trying to get their business off the ground, a premium workstation can easily cost what feels like ₹1,000,000 for every single component. That massive expense breeds deep frustration. It feels exactly like being forced to chase a carrot day after day when you don't even like carrots. The Apple tax functions as a social entry fee for the creative community, often taking priority over any pragmatic business assessment of what a creator actually needs to do their job. This chart compares a premium 5K display's pixel volume against a standard smartphone screen. But watch what happens during distribution. Streaming platforms apply heavy server-side compression. All that rich 5K detail is aggressively crushed into the tiny delivery box before ever reaching the viewer. Because of that aggressive compression, the end users simply cannot perceive those premium details with the naked eye. This technical ceiling applies to almost every creative sphere. Even in complex multimedia or intricate audio and video mixing environments, those microscopic adjustments made on premium machines don't translate into a visibly better product for the mobile consumer. Ultimately, the strict technical limitations of the delivery device render the expensive specifications of the creator's machine largely invisible. For independent creators, this physical reality forces a very clear realization. Not being able to afford an expensive Apple device does not mean your work is inherently lower quality or that you are professionally inadequate. Participating in a high-end hardware arms race makes very little sense when the final delivery mechanism is going to normalize everyone's output to the same compressed standard anyway. We can reject this 50-year legacy of tech industry peer pressure. There is no requirement to let corporate anniversaries or aggressive branding dictate our creative worth. Because the delivery bottleneck normalizes every video, the perceived professional gap between an expensive workstation and a capable mid-range PC vanishes. The audience is reacting to the lighting, the pacing, and the performance, none of which are exclusive to a specific hardware ecosystem. No matter how expensive or legendary the technological ship Steve Jobs built continues to be, at the end of the day, we are all watching the exact same content on a 6-inch smartphone screen.